デッドリープレモニション2ね、前回の続きやっていきたいと思います。どうぞよろしくお願いします。あと、前回ちょっと最後にね、唐突にご挨拶を、最初に忘れたということで最後に挟んでしまったんで申し訳ないんで、ここで第2回の頭ですが、前回のは何ですかね、よくあるアニメなんかの一番最後に、第1話だけ一番最後にオープニングがかかるような感じだと思ってお忘れいただきですね、ご挨拶だけ先に、上鶴と申します。どうぞよろしくお願いします。一応ね、基本的にゲーム実況やってますが、途中で、終わったりせずに、基本的には最後までちゃんとやりますよっていう方針でね、その後当分なんですか更新しないみたいになって、基本的にそれは一本一本の区切りでねやるんで、必ず最後までやっていくつもりですんで、よろしければ、最後までお付き合いくださいということで続きやってまいります。で、第1回はこの前作が主人公であるところのフランシス・ザック・モーガンをねが、今回主人公なのかなわかんないですけど、このアリアさん女の人が尋問してますよっていうところですね。一体どういう経緯で尋問してるのかとかもまだよく分かってないですが、では続きやってまいりましょう。で、ル・カレー事件捜査資料いきましょう。
These files are from the case that took place just outside of New Orleans in 2005.
ルイジアナ州ニュー、さっきのあれですね、冒頭っていうか、第1回の一番最初の写真撮ってた事件がおそらくこれですね。
The agent who handled the case was Francis Zach Morgan.
ザック・モーガン。
And now he's sitting right in front of me.
これを調べていこう。
Do you remember the homicides that took place in Le Carré, Louisiana in 2005?
やっぱ連続殺人事件なんですね。
We
ですね。なんかなんていうんですか、スパイダーマンのヴィランポジションのベノムみたいですね。常に We ですね。
solved that case.
Your report states the following.
報告書にはこうあります。
By coincidence, you encountered a serious incident in a town you visited while on vacation.
休暇中に偶然訪れていた町で重大事件にそうね。
You then decided to steal the right to investigate from the local law enforcement and took over the case.
捜査権を奪い取ってってのが熱いね。
After several more homicides, you managed to apprehend the perpetrator.
数名の被害者出てるね。
Yes. Yes, that's exactly what happened.
確かにそうだった。
We stole the right to investigate from them.
捜査権は本当に奪い取ったのね。
It all started when the body of a 16-year-old girl was discovered.
さっきのバラバラした16歳だったと。
You arrived in Le Carré immediately after that, didn't you?
We just can't seem to keep ourselves away from dead girls.
ド変態にしか聞こえないんですが大丈夫か？
Did you really visit that town just to take a vacation?
何犯人だと思われてるみたいなそういう感じ？
We don't know. If you already have the report, then we suggest you read it, Belle. Either way, that case is closed.
Closed. You sure about that?
果たしてそうでしょうか？
Don't you think this puzzle is still missing some crucial pieces?
大切なピースが欠けている。
Come on. No need to beat around the bush with us, Belle.
They found Lise Clarkson's body.
やっぱ最初のやつですね。
It was hidden deep within the Clarkson Food Delivery Services cold storage warehouse.
After 14 years, we finally discovered the body of the very first victim.
14年間行方不明になっていた第一被害者の遺体。14年間行方不明だったってことは、被害者16歳って言ってましたけど、16歳になってから14年間行方不明だったんですね。で実質30歳っていうか、その年代的に言えばね。すいません、ちょっと今咳込んでポーズかけてました。で、そうだから実質は30歳ですね、この人ね。死んだ当時16歳だったってことですね。
Do you know what this means?
意味がわかりますか？
That's why we're here.
なんで？終わった事件なんですよ、言うても。
The first victim in the case he solved, Lise Clarkson.
はい。
This is a photograph of what she looks like now. How will he react when he sees it?
現在の姿を見てどういうこと？その16歳当時殺された死体が14年間行方不明で現在があれってこと？よくわからないですね。これどういうこと？
The body that went missing for 14 years was suddenly discovered frozen in a warehouse.
遺体が行方不明だったってこと？昔事件で遺体として発見されたその遺体がなんかどっかに消えて14年後に氷漬けになってたってことですか？よくわからん。
This is some kind of message from the victim to us.
しかも被害者からのメッセージなの
？We're pleased that her body turned up.
嬉しく思うよ。
Deeply pleased.
You claim to have closed this case, but now a lost body suddenly surfaced.
そうだ、やっぱ遺体が行方不明になったんですね。その14年前の事件の遺体がなんかしないけど行方不明になって、現在になってその14年間経って発見されたってことね。なるほどね。
Aren't you curious about the details?
バラバラだよでも。
Body or not, we already solved that case.
そうだね。当時の事件はすでに解決済み。
Lisa's body can't change anything now.
これはだからもう現在の事件なんだね。
And it certainly has nothing to do with us.
I suspect the body was stored there rather than abandoned, due to the unnatural state it was found in.
まあ保管だね。確かに。
She was found frozen in a storage unit.
冷凍状態で保管されてました。
Therefore, she looks exactly the same as she did when she disappeared.
当時の様子をすっかり。
In fact, she's in such good condition that we can even determine the murder weapon and cause of death.
ほう。
Well, good for you.
でも元から死体だったんだよね。で、元の死んだ理由は分かってたんだよね。そういうことじゃないの？
Even stranger is how unbelievably beautiful she looks. At first glance, few would guess she was a murder victim at all.
は
She looks more like a piece of art, or a mythological figure from a painting.
あ。ちょっと状況がよく分からなくなってきたね。
This keeps getting better and better.
Better and better?
素敵ですってちょっとお怒り。
Isn't that right, my fairy? A corpse as beautiful as a goddess. Sounds just like our story.
俺たちの物語。
Yes. Yes.
That went okay. Now I'm sure that Morgan's hiding something.
まあ知っているんだ
I
ろう
may be able to get what I want if we go deeper into the documents.
結局これなんだ？モーガンから情報を取りたいの？それともモーガンが犯人だと思ってる？ちょっとそこの辺がよく分かんないですね。ちょっと待って、またやってみようか。これで何があんの？これをやってるからなんだ？よく分からん。分からない。これ何なんですか？なんか必要な時にやると情報が出るなんですかね。あれがうまく活かせる状況分かってないから、とりあえず行きますか。
The person who originally admitted this report was his superior, Robert Abrahams, current chief of the Boston branch.
ほう。
According to Chief Abrahams, Morgan's got his own modus operandi. It's not something that others should interfere with.
他者が差し挟む余地はない。なるほどね。
Well, Chief,
そうだね。
look what that's gotten us into now.
まあ問題ではあるよね。
Isn't there someone else you should have talked to? Before coming to us? Such as...
We were unable to reach Patricia Clarkson.
ほう。
You look surprised. I thought you already knew. After all, you visited Louisiana last week.
先週。
We assumed you met with her during your time there.
やっぱ犯人だと思われてますね、これはね。
We haven't been to Louisiana.
ルイジアナ。
Not in 14 years.
ぱり14年間ですね。
Is that so?
We've been right here in our apartment this entire time.
でもさすがにそれは警察分かってんじゃないの？ある程度把握してんじゃないのって気がしますけどね。
That man is our witness. Aren't you, Simon?
He's right.
じゃあ今ルイジアナに行ったって情報は何だったの？
He didn't even take a single step outside on Christmas Eve. Which means that I didn't get to either.
え？
Are you positive about that?
どういうこと？
I took the liberty of checking some airline records.
は
Last Friday, the name Billy Bishop was listed on a morning flight out of Boston.
あ、ビリー・ビショップ。
This is the fake name you used to use as an agent, isn't it?
ああ、なるほどね。当時使っていた偽名だからお前が言ったんじゃないんかと。
A mere coincidence.
でも実際監視してた人が出てないよって言ってんだよね。
Yet that's not all. That evening on the same day, a man with a large scar on his forehead allegedly purchased an '89 Cadillac from a small used car lot in Le Carré. He reportedly said he wanted something old, big, and strong.
古くて大きくて頑丈な車。
The owner of the car lot felt it was a strange order, so it stuck in his mind.
Our world is filled with mysteries. And they always have the most bizarre timing.
だって一方で監視しててこの人は一本も出てないよって証言する人が目の前にいるのに、お前表出ただろって話をこれされてるわけですよね。よくわからないですね。
Incidentally,
ちなみに
on the following day, an identical Cadillac was taken to a scrapyard in Trenton,
トレントンのスクラップ工場。
Trenton, New Jersey.
は
You can find that type of car
あ、
anywhere.
さすがにちょっと地理に明るくないんで、それがどういうあれなのかね、わかんない。
Isn't that right, my fairy?
はい。これまた意味ある？こっち行く？
Who is it?
誰のことなんです？
This my fairy character you
さ
keep
一
speaking
番最初
to.
に聞くなって言われたろうがよ。
You can't see her?
見えないのか？
Such bad manners.
まったく無作法なやつだ。
You barge into our apartment, yet you don't even care about who else is living here.
そうね。
Dissociative identity disorder.
乖離性同一障害。
In the past, it was known as
古くは
multiple
多重人格
personality
障害。
disorder.
なるほど。分かってるじゃん。
You were subjected to an internal probe only once during your career, correct?
一度だけ内務調査を受けている。
They suspected that you had DID, but you denied it,
乖離はしてないんだよね。
and no problems arose during your test. Is this how you dealt with the psychological profiler back then, too? Saying strange things, weaving unrelated matters together.
ほう。
Is that how you slipped
そういう
through?
ことですか？
You're free to draw your own conclusions, Belle.
これ実際にいるんだよね、このザックとヨークはね、その同じ人格の中にありますよ。
But my fairy clearly exists. She's been sitting right there on your lap this entire time.
猫か何かが。
Hey, stop it.
おい、やめないか。
No violence allowed in
俺が
here.
よせ
Belle.
かわい子じゃん。
Wouldn't want to scare my fairy, now would we?
それだけ？
You may be wondering why we decided to unearth all these old files.
はいはい。そうせざるを得ない理由があるから。
Everything happens for a reason.
何事にも理由はある。そうね。
The moment Lise Clarkson's body was found, we did the best we could to start our own local investigation.
はい。
But there wasn't much we could actually investigate due to the damage caused by the hurricane.
ハリケーンがあったのか。
Then we assume you also questioned everyone who worked in the warehouse.
Of
まあ、それは
course.
さすがに当然だよね。
We questioned all the Clarkson Food Delivery Services employees who staffed the warehouse and its owner. But we still have yet to obtain any key testimonies.
Par for the course with a 14-year-old case, if you ask me.
でも14年間そこにあったんなら誰か気づきそうじゃねって気がするんだけど。
Not to mention how bad the timing was. Most of the employees were on vacation.
So, you gave up on the investigation and came to see us instead. Remember what happened, my fairy? That warehouse, that man, so incoherent, such a pain.
Hey, are you talking about the guy who managed the vault where Lisa's body was found? Yeah, I think he started working there in 2005. Remember, Aaliyah? You said he was a pain to deal with, too.
誰？
The large man, yes?
体の大きなやつ。
No need to answer. If you don't want to.
どうでもいいですけど、チェス盤の前にあるその三角形の埃がない部分がめちゃめちゃ気になってんですけど。
I'm sure you've already put him under surveillance. Textbook FBI protocol.
お前ら、もう自分は違うんですね、完全にね。
Morgan's right. Everything happens for a reason. Even this messy room. There must be a reason for it.
ただ散らかしたように見えるこの部屋。なるほどね。
Especially when it comes to those strangely tidy spots. They're practically begging me to question them.
妙に整頓された空間。いや、ここだろ。妙に整頓された空間ってそういうことなの？
This room's a total mess. But certain spots look perfectly clean.
これをきれいに整頓されているというのか。
Is it just a coincidence? No. There are no coincidences with this man.
まあじゃあ、行こうか。
Mr. Morgan, I found several spots in this room that look strangely clean. Did you tidy up a bit because you knew we were coming?
Those are sanctuaries.
Sanctuary.
They've existed from the start.
Sanctuaries.
That's right. Sacred places. Hovels for pure souls, if you will.
Were there originally objects in those hovels? Something you didn't want us to see?
The soul's still there.
今もそこにある。何もどかしていない。
We haven't touched a thing. But we know you can't see anything. Hey, Simon, don't touch the sanctuary.
Sorry.
That's a sanctuary. Don't ever touch it again. You've been watching us for 4.5 years, and you couldn't even figure that much out.
4年半。
My bad. It's my first time actually coming inside, you know.
後ろの牛乳パックめちゃめちゃ気になるんだけど。
You're earning far more than you deserve then. What were you doing all day in that black Suburban? We thought wiretapping was your specialty. Don't tell me. Crossword puzzles. What do you think, my fairy? 4.5 years. All that time, and what does he have to show for it?
何を言っている？
Crossword puzzles? No way. Come on, I thought you knew.
知ってるだろ？
I'm a Sudoku guy.
あんま変わんねえよ。
Agent Jones.
Oh, right.
He's completely taken control of the conversation. At this rate, we'll never get anywhere. I need to press him some more.
カバンを探っているサイモン。
Agent Jones, did you find the files?
グリーンベ、あ、これですね、前作、グリーンベール事件。これが前作です。担当フランシス・ザック・モーガン。
Mr. Morgan, do you recognize these files?
Whoa! Ow!
We told you. That's a sanctuary.
Let him go! Assaulting an FBI agent is an obstruction of
told you.
justice!
We told you. Go. Ah! Stay back. Stay back. Sanctuary. Stay back.
なんだなんだ、何を言っている？
Ah!
あ、赤を見てしまった、ね。
Yeah.
Mr. Morgan?
赤がダメだっていう話だね。
I cut my finger with that can opener this morning. I thought I stopped the bleeding, but it seeped through. How could I be so stupid? Everything should be fine now.
これでもう大丈
I'm
夫。
sorry for being so
不活でし
careless.
た。
I made sure to read through your file and learn about your condition.
赤が怖いのかね。
The color red. Such an unusual thing to fear.
もともとはそんなことなかったはずですね。
Please, accept my deepest apologies.
I'm sorry too, Morgan. I don't know what I was thinking. I'll never touch one of your sanctuaries ever again. And no more red either.
Don't ever
二度と。
touch one again.
その三角本当にダメなんだね。
I told them not to. Why would they do that? Make them go away. Sanctuaries. Don't touch.
Now, may we return to our discussion?
さあ、グリーンベールの事件の話になりますね。
Don't worry.
Strangely enough, this man has a fear
赤
of
という
the
色に対して
color
珍しい
red,
恐怖症。
and I believe that fear is connected to the Greenville case.
まあそうだろうね。レッドシーズ。左がある。あ、なんか他のもの調べられますね。せっかくだから見ておきますか。
This is a very large shredder. Is there something you don't want people finding out about?
Good question. But we never know when some curious civil servants may come and sift through our trash now, do we?
You're already retired. What are you so worried about?
It's just a simple habit from back when we were still on duty.
まあでも書類をシュレッダーする癖がある人とかは結構一般にもいますからね。
Didn't they bang that into your head when you were up in Quantico? Some habits are hard to break, no matter how hard you try.
Could you tell me what exactly the word
これも
sanctuary
sanctuary
means to you?
Sanctuaries are sanctuaries. Nothing more and nothing less.
That doesn't explain anything.
Why do you wish to know?
Just curious.
Belle. You're a much ruder person than you initially seemed to be. Don't you agree, my fairy? What do our sanctuaries have to do with the investigation? If you're out of questions, then how about just going home?
Hey, mind if I jump in here?
What is it, Simon? We hope you've got a real question for us.
Well, actually, I'm also a little curious myself.
お、なんだ？
No one's supposed to touch any sanctuary, right?
ほう。
That's what we said.
What about you, though? You can't even touch them yourself? Are there any extenuating circumstances?
What are you getting at?
I mean, I doubt if any of this really matters, but if no one can touch the sanctuaries, then how do you clean them?
なるほど。無言かよ。じゃあ行きましょう。
Mr. Morgan?
そして今すげえ選択を選んで失敗したって思ってるのは残り時間がまた結構来てます。もしかしたらちょっと分割してしまっている可能性もありますが、ちょっとこの後の会話の長さ次第ですね。そこはちょっとご容赦くださいということで続けます。
I'd like to ask you some questions about this case now.
We don't want to remember that town.
グリーンベイルね。
I'm sorry, but there's no way around this. I remember hearing about this case on the news when I was still a student. A high school girl named Anna Graham was murdered and the FBI stepped in to take over the case. I also remember it becoming a sprawled investigation due to evidence found in the victim's throat.
そうですね。
Is that correct? After that case, you went on sick leave for 2 years. And when you returned, you requested to be switched over to desk work. What happened?
That's a private matter.
まあいろいろあったんすよ。
None of your business, Bill.
Were you traumatized? It's a common problem with prolific agents such as yourself.
いや別にありきたりだってもええやん別に。
But there's another possibility that may make more sense. Perhaps
例えばほら
you simply finished making preparations.
何かの準備が。
What are you getting at?
Thinking too much about something will always turn it into a problem. The Greenvale case. Don't you think it resembles the Luke Carre case?
ほう
Read the report. We have nothing else to say.
I just need one more push.
もう一押し。
One more thing that can summon
過
up
去を
the
呼び起こす
past.
何かを突きつければきっと。はい、よかった。まあここでちょっと一旦またね、切り出しちょっと導入部分割と長いですね。まあ一旦このちょっと長めの導入が終わればフリーにね動ける状況になると思うんで、まあちょっとこの導入部分もう一回ぐらいね申し訳ないですけどお付き合いください。ね、割と長いけど、まあ多分こういうのを踏まえた上で本編なんでね。はい、というわけで今回もありがとうございました。まあまたね見てやってもいいぞっていう方は次回とかね他のタイトルの動画でお会いしましょう。お疲れ様でした。